Hi, my name's Kelly Gilson, and I'm the Executive Director at United Way Oxford. I invite you to join us on our new Let's Talk Local Oxford series. We'll share everything about United Way Oxford, our work, our partners, our investments, and how everything we do is designed to create positive social change right here at home in Oxford County. Not only do we want to share, but we hope to inspire you to join in our efforts and learn ways in which you too can show your local love. So, let's talk local, Oxford.
Woodstock Libro Credit Union is the proud sponsor of Let's Talk Local Oxford.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Local, Oxford. I want to start the podcast by once again thanking Libro Credit Union for sponsoring our podcast and helping United Way Oxford get the word out about the work we're doing and the work of our wonderful partners. So thank you very much, Libro Credit Union. Today, we are chatting with one of our funded partners that has been such a committed organization to youth in our community, which is certainly within one of our major pillars of priority areas, making sure that youth can be all that they can be, and that is the Fusion Center. And so from the Fusion Center in Ingersoll, we have Craig Boddy, the manager, joining us today. Welcome, Craig.
Thanks for having me today, Kelly. I've been waiting for quite some time to be invited onto this podcast, and I've seen it on social media, and so I'm thrilled to be here.
Who knew that we could have a podcast? And thank you, Mike, because this is all Mike's doing. So we really appreciate you coming, and the whole intent, and the reason why we're doing this and thrilled to do it is not only just to show what United Way is doing and our impact and our priority areas, but really about the relationships and the impact and the work of the organizations. And it's a great way to help spread the news about really what services are available in the community, because you don't know what you don't know. And there are so many wonderful organizations, including Fusion Youth Center, that people will want to know about because the opportunities are frankly unlimited for their kids. So we're thrilled to have you here, and we're going to maybe just right off the hop, can you tell us really a little bit about Fusion, like how it started and kind of how you've evolved, because you have evolved a lot.
Yeah, Kelly, so Fusion has been around since 2006, and it's owned and operated by the town of Ingersoll, and I've worked at Fusion since 2009, so it's been a long time since I've worked there. I thought I'd only work there for a couple months and I'd just be like a passing through and looking for something in my field of corrections, but I'm still here, and there's a reason for that. It's because working with youth and adolescents was something I really want to do, and the atmosphere that Fusion brought just has kept me here. So one thing about the youth center is it's a facility after school program for ages 10 to 18. And it's accessible and available for everyone. There's hardly any boundaries. For one, Kelly, guess how much the cost of an annual membership is at the youth center?
Well, I know that you've gone out of your way to make it affordable. So affordable can mean different things to different people. So how much is it for an annual membership for a youth?
Whopping $5. So
for the year.
For the year. And it used to be, up until 2016, it used to be a one-time membership fee of $5. So you could be 10 years old and pay $5 only one time. But we recently changed that. I guess it's been 7 years now or so that we've made it annual, but it's $5. So all the programs that we offer are included with that $5 membership fee.
That is amazing, because the financial barrier, there are a lot of barriers for youth activities. As a community across Oxford, there are wonderful youth activities, often with pretty hefty price tags.
Yep.
So whether it's recreation activities or arts and cultural activities, there's registration fees, there's transportation, etc. $5 for a year to be able to engage day in and day out is truly the deal of the century.
Yeah, so currently we're open Tuesday to Saturdays, 2:30 to 9. And after 2:30, we run a various number of programs. We have four really pillars of our programming. There's arts and culture, technology, sports and recreation, and culinary, and just some. And we have some spaces where you can just come and hang out. And we have, like, for example, in our lounge, we have, it's more of a hangout area where we have pool tables, ping pong, 2 Xboxes, a place to play board games, a pool table, a TV that has Disney Plus and Netflix, and it's more just a cool hangout area where if you don't want to get involved in our structured programs, that's a great place to go. And we have a full-size gym where we run around sports activities such as basketball, dodgeball, floor hockey, and we have an art room, a kitchen, a commercial-sized kitchen. So we pretty much have something for everyone. And the beauty part is, if you don't want to participate in those programs, you can still come and hang out with your friends and just hang out and be a kid and enjoy spending time with your peers.
And from the beginning of time, I'm quite sure back in the caveman days, teens still hung out somewhere, the cave around the corner or something, because teens love to do that. That's part of that whole growing up piece. And to be able to have a place to do it that's safe, that's local, that's supervised, that has the supports there if and when they need supports. They have staff that they can build relationships with. There can't be a better location for youth just to hang out and to be together and to thrive, but also then to engage when and if they want in all kinds of other things.
Yeah, for sure. Like you said, Fusion has gone up and downs with youth culture and trends and various different problems that youth and adolescents have and being a kid, because it's not an easy thing to do. So we try to make it as safe and secure as possible with highly trained staff. And we have security cameras throughout the building just to help that parents make sure that their kid's safe when they're at Fusion. So we do our best, and we take that piece very seriously. And as a parent myself, I have 2 young children that are Fusion members as well. And for me, I want to have them feel safe as well. So it's one of our top priority, actually, is to make sure we keep the place as safe as possible.
Yeah. Which I think is so important. And the fact that you've removed the barriers to learn and enjoy. So one of the things that I've always been so amazed and impressed with at Fusion is many of the structured programs that you offer really have these amazing educational components. And in really, they're virtually education programs, but they're presented in a way that they're just fun.
Yeah.
And so the youth don't even necessarily think of it as learning and developing skills and future resume benefits, etc. It's just there for fun. But they really do build skills, don't they?
Yeah, we've had countless amount of youth that have pretty much grown through Fusion. For example, if the youth in our recording studio is in there at age 13 or 14 and they really become passionate about recording and sound engineering, we have that equipment and technology that if they want to choose that path and go to post-secondary school to take sound engineering, we have had multiple youth that have gone through in that field. Or a graphic design or multimedia, we have a multimedia lab with iMacs that have Photoshop and all the programs that you would need to be successful. So it's kind of like finding a spark with the kids and helping them find that direction. It's just a different type of recreation, because it's not just playing sports outside, soccer nets, hockey nets. That's old school recreation. It's kind of a new age thinking of like going into a recording studio is recreation, and so we're actually tricking kids to learn something while they're having fun at the same time.
And that they get to dabble. Like that's the other thing that's so interesting is you don't know what you don't know. And so maybe you're going to love the culinary program and I mean, you could go into that as a career, or you could just become a really great cook at home and for yourself, or you might decide, that's not really my thing, but this one is. And when you get to dabble and try different things with highly trained staff who can help guide and answer questions, I mean, that can be a game changer for youth.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Having those opportunities for kids to just explore and find out what they want to do and where they want to go. Youth always have one direction. They can go many different directions, and we're just there to help them find, hopefully, the right direction for them, and maybe help them realize that maybe that's not the direction they want to go. So we're just a guide. We're mentors, and our staff team's incredible right now, and I feel that the youth have really responded to them, because if you don't have a staff team that's engaging, doesn't like working with youth, they're not going to come, because quite frankly, we have youth that just come for the engagement with the staff, because they might not have that social status at home, or they might just get the attention from home. Whatever the family issue is, it's a safe space for them, and they've created those bonds with staff.
Yeah. You know, we've often said that one caring adult, because we United Way, as you know, supports a number of mentoring relationship programs for youth, but one caring adult can truly change the course of a child's life, and that is fundamental to the work of your staff team at Fusion. Absolutely. So Craig, could you maybe just share how United Way's investment in Fusion has been able to help the center evolve and thrive and adapt to changing needs?
Yeah. Well, I can say without United Way Oxford being a partner with the youth center, Fusion might not be even open. The amount of money that they've given the town of Ingersoll and Fusion is extremely high, and they've helped pay for staff wages in the past, to pay for equipment. So you need the equipment to have high quality programs, and you need high class staff as well. So
that, I mean, if I could just interject, that's a really interesting point, because sometimes you'll hear people say, well, I don't want to invest in administration or overhead. But I think often people who may not be, in our world and see what we see, they don't realize that if you get a new drum, so there's a cost of buying, say, a new drum set so that you can have it there for youth to learn how to play drums. But without the staff person who's teaching the youth how to play the drums, the drum kit actually doesn't really do much on its own, does it? Yeah. The programming is the staff.
Yeah.
And that stable staff component is so necessary to really develop and grow. And so that's always been one of our really important factors when we look at funding and how the dollars are being used. That stabilization piece and the response to youth needs is really what you do so well over there. Craig, could you maybe also tell us a little bit about what youth actually go to Fusion, and a little more about who they are and where they come from, and kind of the age breakdowns and all of those things?
Yeah, so like I said before, it's memberships for ages 10 to 18. When I first started working at Fusion, it was all 16 to 18-year-old youth. There was lots of, back then, there was more drugs and more fightings. I like to say it was more of the Wild West back in the day, and it's taken a good 8 years to kind of eliminate those types of behaviors. And in 2018-ish, 17-ish, we decided to lower our age groups down to 10-year-olds. It used to be 12 to 18, and we really noticed through going into the elementary schools in Ingersoll that there was a real need for the 9-year-olds and younger kids that wanted to come to Fusion. We noticed that the age demographics was changing. We were getting more younger youth. Grade 13 students, they took out OAC, so we noticed that 18-year-olds were going to post-secondary school sooner, more youth were working, so we really saw a change in our age demographics. So we're like, you know what, why don't we move down to 10, 11-year-olds as well? And that increased our attendance, our daily participation, and now the age breakdown, I'd say 80% of the youth that participate in Fusion right now are between 10 and 15.
Which makes so much sense, because those middle years, those kind of tween years, they're, parents may not want them staying home alone after school, but because they might feel they're too young, but they're too old for some of the after school care programs, and they're looking for opportunities, looking for things to do. And once they come in through your doors, it would be pretty hard for a youth not to be wowed by what the opportunities are in that building.
Yeah, we give tours to parents all the time, and we always get the same statement from parents who've never been in the building. Oh, I had no idea that you guys do this in here. We just see some older individuals outside in the parking lot or across the street, and we just thought there'd be just trouble going on. So what I tell parents, especially the younger ones, bring your kids in for a structured time period for a program, and then pick them up. If you're not ready for them to just start hanging out at Fusion for hours on end, which is amazing if they do, and we have lots of youth doing that. But if you have still have that reservations, if you have a 10-year-old, like for myself, my 10-year-old just turned 10 2 weeks ago, and her first day I let her come for a couple hours, and then I picked her up, and she went home, and she wanted to come back right away.
Yeah. So I think it's nice for you to, it's great to promote that parents can go, they can see with their own eyes, they can see what's going on, they can learn about the programs, and there's a variety of ways to engage in the programs. Like, could be for just a 2-hour on a Wednesday evening, or it could be something bigger and broader as they grow and develop and learn. So I just want to thank you so much and your team for what you do for youth. In particular in Ingersoll, but certainly you serve youth from all areas of the county as well. We know that you do have some. And we also, just as we wrap up, Craig, we also know that the last few years have been really difficult on youth. And you continue to adapt and change your programming to meet needs. And do you have anything that you'd like to say about some of the things you've noticed, or how you're kind of meeting youth where they're at today based on those last couple of years?
We're just finally seeing the impact of how COVID has impacted youth. And what I've noticed myself, they've struggled to communicate. They're more on, like, they don't come up to us as much as they were before the pandemic started. That they're just struggling to communicate. So we're really trying to open them up more and try to get them off their cell phones, because when they were at home doing online learning, technology just took over even more. So they're even more dependent on technology. And all you parents out there, with your kids with cell phones, I know you struggle with that problem and getting them off the phone. So we're trying to run as many programs and get youth active and engaged more than ever before, because they're stuck in a rut, and now it's kind of trying to bring them back out of there. And now hopefully with the sun shining more, and we can they're back to school full time and Fusion's open full time, we can really see and work with them and get down to the main issues that COVID has struggled with.
Yeah, this is such a great example of how proud United Way is to work with our community partners, because we see their understanding of the community, of the response, their ability to adapt and to recognize where there's gaps, and how you can change your programming to truly make a difference. Because at the end of the day, this is about making a difference in children and youth's lives, and it does. And now more than ever, these extra supports to help bring back real life and human interaction will be needed truly now more than ever. So thank you to Fusion for all that you do. It is a pleasure to have worked in partnership with you for many years, and we know that the services that you offer are going to be valued for many, many years to come. So, Craig, thank you very much. Keep up the good work. And for those listening, I would like to remind people that we are Please watch for upcoming episodes. We are going to continue to connect with our partners and our funded agencies to learn how United Way not just invests but works with organizations so that together we can build stronger, healthier communities. We can meet needs and we can fill gaps in services to ensure that people get the supports and services across Oxford that they need and when they need it. If you have any questions about this podcast or any of our podcasts, please reach out to Mike at unitedwayoxford.ca. Once again, I'd like to thank Libro Credit Union for their generous support. And finally, thank to all of you for joining us, and we'll see you next time on Let's Talk Local Oxford. Thank you. Thank you for listening to Let's Talk Local Oxford. If you would like to learn more about United Way Oxford, our work, our engagement, our volunteer opportunities, our partners, or to even make a donation, please visit unitedwayoxford.ca or call our office. We love to chat, and we really love visitors too. If, however, you find yourself needing a hand to locate a program or a service, please call 211, our information and referral service. They're there to connect you to local supports 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Remember, 211, they are there to help. Until next time, join with us by showing your local love. We all could use a little more of that. Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in to Let's Talk Local Oxford, proudly sponsored by Woodstock Libro Credit Union.